Welcome, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel. I hope you enjoy your time here and the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the bell icons, and comment. It really does help small content creators like myself and others by doing so. If you click on the notifications, it may even let others and the YouTube gods know that they may enjoy these videos. With that being said, let's play.
This is Humankind, a 4X strategy game, very similar to the Civilization series, but different. I do like it. I hope you enjoy it, friends. Okay, this is the start of Episode 2, the Ancient Era of the Humankind series. As always, this is BoydofZINJ, and we're going to start off. We've accomplished creating the world. It's an endless Empire difficulty world with 9 enemies and 10, complete foes, or 10 players, 9 enemies, myself included, which is the 10th one. There's 5 continents and a new world. So I believe that would be 6 continents, which means 2 players per continent on average. My save, we're playing endless, is turn 29, and it's the Neolithic era. The reason I left at the Neolithic era is we're going to choose the Ancient Era Civilization, I guess it's called, specialty, and figure it out. We're starting right next to an enemy, but that's fine. Now let's see what's available. Now I've been told this one is actually pretty powerful, but I am going for a science victory. The other thing that we're doing different about this is we're doing the Divinci situation, and I'm almost there. I've played the game previously, so I've unlocked certain features. I need to get a biplane in the early modern era. Again, I need to get a biplane in the early modern era. Likewise, I need one town to have all wonders from every era, and I need to have 6, and I have 4 out of 6 paths where I max out the ideology. I'm not even sure what that one is. And this is the continent. Notice how it goes all the way from the north to the south. We're on the north side of this continent. It has one natural feature that's relatively close by. And if you remember, I purposely waited until we could create this as a town, because I'm thinking this is the town I want to start. I went to the south, but I believe this will be a better starting off town than the one to the south. We can attach that later. The main reason is we can use for free, without using turns, use influence to get those luxuries, and also create a port, which will help out Boyton overall, the town that we're about to make. Since I'm going for a science victory, I think science is important. And as a foundation, I think if you have a good science foundation in the beginning, it'll lead you to victory towards the end. And I believe the Sumerians is the best one. You can say this one is better if there's more mountains. However, there's not very many mountains in this area. And I already did the math. By far, the Sumerians has the best science overall. It doesn't scale well, but this is really great early game, which is what's really important. It's a very good early game science.
This way.
We'll be able to triple or quadruple our science in some cases. Now, even though I picked it, I have to technically wait to 1 turn, which I didn't realize. So I guess I should have waited until I was at the very end, then selected it, and then whatever. This unit's kind of hurt, so I'm going to move it towards my area so it can heal faster. The other plan, I noticed I have a green civilization to the south. I plan, since that's my neighbor, I plan on bullying that neighbor and making that neighbor eventually my vassal or conquering it. And the reason being, We need to kill units.
Ah, the challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay. Not just markets for the Sumerians, but also the scribes to keep track of their crops. Ah, administration.
For us to progress to the next era, we need to gather a lot of stars. And these are the stars we can collect in. Some of these are going to be real fast. You know, the influence is going to be kind of hard, but we'll eventually get there. Science, that should be an easier one. Money, eh. Militaristic, that's only if we kill stuff. So we need to kill units, which is why I'm thinking about bullying the people to the south. Plus, it'll weaken them, and it's a win-win situation, right? I get stars, and I'm stronger.
Follow me.
At least that's the game plan for right now.
Off we go.
And remember, this is a voiceover, so I'm for the future. It doesn't always work out the way I want it, but this is the game plan I'm thinking as of right now.
Greetings, Sovereign. Do you too believe that there is no limit?
And right now, there's no reason for me to give my opponent anything. I don't want a war right away, but I do want to be kind of hostile. So I'm just going to kind of ignore my neighbor and explore and attack my neighbor where he is weakest. That's the game plan.
Listen very carefully.
A city means shelter for those who need it, a place to store food, pens for the pigs. It may not be glorious, but it beats sleeping under trees.
I'm using the magic and power of editing to slow down the game. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out the best place to put my uh, this district. It gets a bonus of having farming districts adjacent to it to get additional science. So you want to put farming districts adjacent to it so you can get additional science. So I'm trying to figure out the best possible location. This is, future thought. So I'm looking at the different science areas and then looking at the different food areas to see if there's one I could stick where it says, okay, I can get at least two, maybe three, uh, farmers markets around it, and those farming districts will boost up science as well. A win-win-win situation. I'm going back to normal speed. I'm lying. I'm keeping it slow. And why is this? This is a very critical turn. I'm planning the future of the city. You'll notice I'm planning on doing pottery first. Pottery will give you 5 influence per turn, which almost doubles how much influence. Influence is used on several different things. You need influence to attach districts, to create additional districts or outposts, create those outposts to cities, enact civic rights. Likewise, unlock wonders, and I need to unlock a wonder in this era. So this is everything I'm planning on doing. And technically, if I went makers first, it'll be faster. But I need influence. Influence is very critical early game. As a result, I much rather if I went makers first, and that takes 5 turns. I was doing the math, and then switch to pottery. Instead of taking 5 turns, it'll take 4 turns, possibly 3 turns if I get an extra pop. That that's 8 turns. However, if I went pottery first and then makers, it's a total of 10 turns. So you'll figure I could save 1 or 2 turns if I do makers first, which is true. However, I need the influence. I value influence more. And because I created a city, you get an option for religion. and I'm going to pick the +6. Why am I picking this? Early on, you only get one, maybe two towns. So +6 is much useful. Later on, the +2, per plaza, if you would be useful if you have at least, was it three? So I would need to have three towns for me to equal the same thing as having it as one, if I'm doing my math correctly. Okay, now I'm going back to the normal speed. I just wanted to explain what's happening here, and I do apologize for taking slow. Oh, actually, before I go back to the normal speed, I'm looking at the screen. Science. The way how I like to do science is I like to get all the ancient era sciences. And the first one I'm going to grab is the one to unlock luxuries. Then I'm going to rush and to get ports. Actually, they're called harbors. And the reason you want harbors is you can get food from water. And outposts can spend influence to build a harbor for free without wasting turns in building it yourself. So you save more turns if you can use influence. Of course, again, there's that influence. You need a ton of influences. Influence, influence, influence. So that's the reason I'm going in this order. I'm grabbing the calendar so I can get luxuries. Then I'm going beeline straight to the harbors. Then I'm thinking I need to either grab horses or I need to grab copper. Of course, for me to grab copper, I'll need to get another tech, but that's fine. I want to beeline to copper as well. So I think copper would be better. I don't see any horse, so I don't think I need a horse. And I think I selected at first, but then I back out of it and realize I don't have any horse uh, resources. So there's no reason to grab the horse resource this early. I do see copper near me. It's the territory to my south, and it's adjacent to me, so I can grab the copper right away in the outpost. And I get out of the screen, and I start looking around, and I realize my folly, and then I go back. I'm going to return it back to normal speed, but I just wanted to explain that and take the time to slow down the game to explain my thoughts. The first turn in a new era is very critical, and that's the reason why I'm slowing it down to explain my thoughts, my goals, and my ideas. Now, future self. I've already played this portion. I'm already in the next era. You know, everything doesn't go according to plan, but these are the plans I made. And again, see, knows how I'm going back. I took a quick look. It's okay. I don't want the domestication. I need to get copper first, and then I could get domestication. And stuff like that happens. Evaluate, look at what's happening, and remember, no plan ever survives contact with the enemy. Stuff happens. RNG happens. I you can only make so many plans, and then it goes sideways. But you still need to have a plan just in case. And of course, even a good plan will make considerations. If it's a good plan, even if it goes sideways, it should carry you through and should help you out more than if you're just winging it. At least that's my belief. But again, I'm going to select I want to research every single one of these. Even if I go to the next era and I can research a more advanced tech, I want to research every single uh, tech in the ancient era. Why? Every single tech in the ancient era is a foundation for another tech. And regardless of the way how the world and the events of the future happen, this will give me a strong foundation to go a very specific path. If it turns out that it's going to be a high naval combat, which I don't think it's going to be, but you never know. If it's going to be lots of naval combat, I've researched ships, so I can start going to the ship path. If it's going to be more scientific real fast, which is where I'm trying to go for, I've already researched the research makers, so I can go the research path. You know, combat is very important. I want to have some melee combat so that way I don't get pushed over and volleyed. So on the south, the tech tree, there's all the combat trees. So again, it's the foundations that I'm laying to work with. And if you get good foundation with the ancient era and have good science, you can progress to the future much secure and faster. And if it goes sideways and you have to make amends to your plans, you can, because you have the foundation to do so. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. But this is my game plan to get the Da Vinci era unlock. Because I need to win the space race as the Venetians. These last few texts, the order can matter, but I find it kind of depends on the situation. I may change it later on, but again, that's the foundation. So, all right, let's look at the gameplay.
Off we go.
And yes, I do have the game speed a little faster than normal because we took a lot of time explaining this one turn, and there's a lot of turns to do before we can go to the classical era. The other thing I'm doing is I'm kind of exploring.
Not everything worth appreciating was forged by human hands.
Neutral or independent NPCs will spawn in areas that you don't explore after a while, which can be both a good and bad thing. I'm picking Divine Mandate, even though I know I need...
It seems so. If the gods hadn't chosen us, somebody else would be standing here.
I know I need the influence, but religion and faith could be very powerful. If you can start a good religion, you can, you know, be a powerhouse in the future ages. Religion can be very powerful. So that's the reason why I picked Divine Mandate. Later on, I may switch it to influence, but that extra faith will do wonders, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree with me. And yes, I did waste 50 influence so I can get more faith. But like I said, I think having a strong religion early is very important gameplay. Early on, army composition is very powerful. However, I'm not doing combat this early, and I need to save the influence for other things. I also notice to the south that there is a territory, an outpost, that's not protected by green. And since I say I want to bully green, I can capture that outpost and destroy it, and that will waste green's influence, and it'll net me gold. It's going to be a double win, and it'll slow down green's growth, which is another important factor. What I'm also doing here is I'm going to destroy this unit, abandon it, and it'll turn back as a unit, as an extra population onto the city. Why did I wait so long? It was only 3 turns for the population to grow. The more population the city has, the slower it grows. So since it was 3 turns, I waited those 3 turns, and those 3 turns have passed, and it was going to take, I think, 5. So I said, okay, do it now. Turns to 8, but it has an extra pop, so it could grow even better and produce more stuff. It's a win. And since I got extra troops because of the Neolithic era, I now can do that. I still have a lot of troops. To the top left there, I'm going to destroy that lair. Killing a lair will net you money, but more importantly, lairs tend to spawn violent animals, and then eventually they become independent people and can be troublesome. And I don't want independent people so close to my territory. At least not yet. Later on, having independent people near my territory would be useful. And spoiler warning, at the end of this era, I'm going to use it to my advantage. My forces are scouts. I'm moving the bulk of my forces to the south so I can harass the green. I also researched that technology, and I noticed that I don't quite have enough influence to get luxury. I'm going to be making the game go by a little bit faster, so that way we can get to the more exciting parts. And of course, it's nice to get these curiosities. And for just playing the game, I'm getting stars. I'm not doing anything special to get that star. I'm just playing the game naturally, which is one of the reasons why I picked the Sumerians. Because you're able to get stars by just growing your city, building it up, and you're getting stars. Attaching stuff to your city gets you stars. Killing stuff, which I'm not doing yet, will get you stars. Science, which is what I'm concentrating on, will get you stars. And the faster we already have 1 star, the faster we can fill up those stars on top left, the faster we can move to the era. I'll even highlight it for you. For those who are keen enough to realize, Boydton is the town we're created in City Skylines. And these are the number of stars you need to progress to the next era. I have 1 of them. We're in the ancient era, we need to progress to the classical era. And I'm seeing, you know, what's more beneficial. Food or work production. And from time to time, you also get these events. And depending on which way you want to look at it, that's the way I'm going for it. Sometimes I want balance, but sometimes we want to concentrate on one side or the other. And again, destroying layers, because I want to clear out the area, and it'll also give me money, which I can use to fast build items. The faster, you know, the less turns you spend building, the faster you can do stuff. I did something a little cheeky-breeky. Even though I was ransacking one area, I decided to split it off and hit the one to the south. I want to make sure I can ransack both these areas as soon as possible. If the enemy get enough influence and attaches it to the city, I won't be able to ransack it without declaring war. Now, I don't want to declare war yet. So I'm spending my influence and putting it there. I also see some enemy troops coming close to me. So I think this is going to be a good time to spend 50 influence and give my troops a +1 melee advantage. I don't want to, but it's going to be more useful.
Let's go.
At least that I remember doing that. I don't see myself doing that yet, but I remember thinking about that. Again, through the magic and powers of editing, I'm going to fast forward to a more exciting part.
Let's go. No fear.
I'm harassing the green again, ransacking. You notice I have multiple units together. And the reason why, the more powerful the units are, the more melee strength they have, faster they ransack. And likewise, the more powerful they have, the less likely that an enemy will engage them. Now, an NPC is trying to engage me. And luckily, it's only a bear. No biggie. No biggie at all.
All together.
An embassy opens elsewhere in the world. Precisely the kind of thing an ambassador would know about ahead of time.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to get to my troops fast enough, and you'll notice that I'm severely outnumbered. Look at the troop difference. I'm going to have to retreat. And I kind of retreat the wrong way. I was hoping to retreat more to the left. But it is what it is. I'm needing my influence, so I'm not picking any of these options. None of them suit me for right now. Later on, I might eventually. And you notice I connected my other territory yet.
It does seem logical that people shouldn't have to do a job unless they want to.
There is the +1 to melee combat. I'm thinking, well, now we're getting more and more to melee combat. Time to use it. I know I need the influence, but that +1, especially early on, makes a big difference. And even mid-game, it can make a big difference as well. One extra combat is one extra combat. I'm being attacked by independent people. I decided to retreat. Why? It looks like an even fight, but I know that my troops per unit is weaker than his troops per unit. And there is no way for me to capitalize on land or something to make it more powerful. My troops have the advantage. So I'm retreated for right now. Likewise, I know green did expand a little bit to his east, which is fine. It happens. I couldn't get everywhere. I can't always win everything, but I'm trying to slow the green's progress as much as possible and harassing the green. I'm being attacked by independent people. I decide to attack them. Why? I'm looking at the land and I see I can make some tactical victories. So I'm going to be on the highland. Remember, especially melee, which is most of this melee except archers, if you attack from high to low, you win. You tend to do more damage. Individually, each unit is more powerful than my own. So I decide to stay defensive. Those cliffs are protecting my other two units, but that one unit is not on a cliff. Luckily, the chariots don't kill off this unit. I can heal back, but I'm going to retreat the unit. I'm going to have to go in there with the force, and again, I'm just going to go for a defensive. Them coming up to me will make it harder for them, and they should lose more than win. Now, the enemy is on my flag, so after 2 rounds of being on my flag, the enemy will win tactically. But I don't lose troops. At least I don't think so. We'll find out. 0 units lost. Okay, I don't lose the troops. They're hurt. I need to retreat them back to Allied territory so my troops can heal. Let's take a look at Boyton. It'll take me, what, 6 more turns to build this farmer's market. However, if I spend gold, I can build it instantly, which I'm going to spend gold for. That's saving me 6 turns. I'm going to now build this. It's not a district, so the lumber yard will improve my production. It's going to take several turns to do so, but it's going to be worth it. It produces a lot of production. Let's take a look at it closely. It essentially gives you +1 industry on woods. And overall, it's going to give me +5 for right now. However, I'm building in lots of wooded areas, which is why it's a young lumber yard. It's an investment, and it's going to be a very powerful investment. And it doesn't cost stability to have it. So once it's built, it's there. And notice how I found another territory that green has. So I'm going to try and ransack it. And the troops to my left, even though they're 4, they're weak. So I'm taking a chance by getting that curiosity, but I need to make my way to Allied territory so I can heal fast.
Come over here. Come over here.
where I'm going to bully green. Even though it's only one unit, and my units are hurt, I'm going to attack green. And I'm going to do manual battles. And I'm going to move my troops backwards to be make sure that I'm on high ground. I don't want my forces on low ground. So I'm just trying to navigate. Hopefully green will attack me, but green seems to be a little defensive, and it happens. I may have to be offensive, and sure enough, green's backing off. So if I want to attack green, I need to go on the offensive. And since I have multiple troops which are at a full health,
No mercy.
I have multiple troops at full health, so I'm going to go for it. There is flank components, and you notice that green has a star, which means that unit's a little bit more powerful. But I still have a number superiority, and I'm trying to flank green as much as possible.
Forward!
So you'll notice I'm attacking multiple angles.
Go!
Green's almost dead. Actually, that killed green. Yay.
Let's go.
I've been saving my influence for this. I want to claim a wonder. Let's see which wonders I can claim. The Pyramid of Giza. Very powerful wonder. Stonehenge could be very powerful for religion, but this one will be more powerful overall. It makes all my future districts cheaper by 25%. Very powerful. Very powerful indeed. Of course, it gives plus 20 stability as well. Oh, I'm in trouble here. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to lose this troop, and I don't think there's anything I could do. Man, I just lost 2 troops. There's nothing I could have done. And again, this is when I talk about sometimes it goes sideways. And it's going sideways slightly. I'm retreating again.
Off we go. Follow me. Let's go. Off we go.
The independent people have been chasing me down. I'm gonna have to fight them. I don't think I can avoid them, so I'm picking the best possible areas, I think. I have 4 versus his 2. Doesn't look good. I'm retreating with that unit. I'm going for the gusto.
Strike first, strike hard! All together.
Tanking is my best choice, so that's what I'm going for. I mean, numerically, I'm winning, and health-wise, it looks like I'm winning, but each of the chariots have tremendous amounts of hit points. Look at this. Oh my. Oh my. Ouch.
Come on! Go!
I kill 2 units, but I lose 3. Not a good exchange, but it's better than losing 4 and not killing anything. I'm in my territory, so that unit can heal, but I better join up. Now, I'm losing troops, and it could look like Green may look at me as a potential war target, which isn't a good idea. I need to start building my military. I get an expansion. What I did was I finally attached the territory to the south. And look all these extra people I have. I can't even put them all everywhere I want to. I'm trying to min-max it. And notice how it only takes 2 turns to get the lumber mill. And I'm trying to get as much out of it as possible. If it's going to take 2 turns, I can, regardless if it's 4 or 2, I'm also use those other 2 people to give me extra science. More research, faster research. From time to time, events will happen, and I try and pick the events that I think will help me the most. I think Elevate would help me the most. I don't need stability. I have excess stability at this time. I would like to build those pyramids, but look how many turns it takes. I could build a few more items to make my city bigger, better, and then build the pyramids. Plus, I also want to build a religious district as well. That'd be much faster as well. Of course, more science, but I kind of need religion as well. I'll need 2 more stars to go to the next era. So that's a good thing. We're kind of rushing through.
This emblematic unit is a symbol of pride and power for your empire. Let's hope they're worth the price.
I get asked this very strange question. Cats or ferrets? I'm a cat person, so I'm always going to pick ferrets. Even though logically ferrets is a better option for me. But I'm picking cats because I love cats in real life. Some of these events don't even make sense. Why wouldn't I not want to pick build? I guess if I didn't have the gold, I'll be forced to pick muster. I have the gold, which is why I make sure I always have some gold for weird situations.
To
like
harness the power of water itself in order to feed your people. That should make you popular.
Even though I want to build other stuff, I'm going to build because I lost lots of units, and I need to make sure that I don't look like a easy war target. I'm going to build a military unit, and right now I'm trying to min-max me building that unit and me building other stuff and gaining extra science. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment. I built excess units. You notice I have one stack of 3 spears, 1 archer, and another stack of 1 archer and 1 scout. And I'm going on the offensive. Of course, I want to protect my archers. My archers are in the back, and my melee units are going to be up front. This should be an easy fight.
Only in the mind's eye. Follow me. Yes, Commander. We'll wait here.
Now I'm going on the offensive against the independent people. This is going to be an easy battle.
No fear!
I win. However, I do not like the city location. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it and then build an outpost instead in this area. I need this area because it has the 4 copper and some luxury, but I don't think this is a good city location. So that's the game plan. That's what I'm going to be doing here. It takes a turn or two to raise a city, even if it's a friendly one. And since it's being raised, it still has to produce something. You can help it. It can help produce special items like the holy sites, even though it's not in its territory. And that's what I'm doing. You know, might as well have it do something as it's being wasted away.
We'll wait here.
I've successfully ransacked and destroyed my own town. Now to build an outpost. And I'm looking, where's the best possible place? 510. That's a decent one. So I'm just looking. Production's very important. Food's somewhat important. Remember, 10's average. And much rather have slightly higher production than food at this point.
Over this way.
I'm picking this area. Why? 314. 14 is 4 high. That's a total 17, obviously. While that's below average, the 14 is good for its industry production. 3 terrible for food. However, I looked around. Couldn't find any other area that was comparable. Plus, this is a very important area because of those copper. I want the copper. And the other luxury, of course.
A pleasure to see you again.
I notice I have demands sent on me. I'm going to give in to those demands.
We will.
It's only 100 gold. Right now, I'm actually below gold now. However, that's fine. I'm making enough gold where it'll only be dipping below gold for a turn or two. No biggie. The reason why I'm accepting demands, I do not want to go in war yet. Being in war is terrible. Even though I probably have the advantage right now, I'm trying to expand. And I'm still harassing green. But I see these independent territories, and I'm thinking I can capture a few more territories and even convert 1 or 2 of them into a town. This is what we is needed, in my opinion. Expansion. Notice the top left. We only need 1 more star to go to the next era. I'm aggressively attacking this independent people, and you'll notice I'm doing everything I can to defeat them. I want to protect my archers. Let's see what happens.
Off we go.
And again, when attacking, it's best to flank. Of course, getting a rear flank is more important than anything else, but you can't always do it. When you're adjacent to a melee unit, sometimes you can only move 1 turn at a time. And there's also vision, line of sight. I didn't see that unit. I did not see that unit until I moved. It happens. It happens. Remember what I said, killing units gives you start. I can now progress to the next era.
A pleasure to see you again.
I'm going to ignore his crying right now. So I can progress to the next era. Do I want to? That's the big question. And I'm debating about this. So my thing is, once you progress to the new era, you lose certain buildings. That special building for science is only for this era. But I need to improve my territories a little bit. And that new town I took over, that I attached the territory to the south, I'm building pottery.
Yes, sir.
Again, influence. You need influence. And it being so close to green, I need to make sure that green's influence doesn't overwhelm my influence to the south. That's going to be an issue. Not yet, but, and I haven't played the next era yet, but I foresee that as a problem. I'm looking to see what units I could pick. And if I'm close to any eras, if I kill 2 more units, get 2 more sciences, I can get those eras. And look how close I am to both influence and gold. That's manageable. So every star you get gives you fame. So I'm going to hold off for right now and get the extra fame. And look, I got another star. So that's more fame I'm getting. That seems to be the best overall choice. All the others had negative consequences as well. I kind of need the unit now, so I'm thinking about moving up the unit first. Then building the building so I can get some extra sciences, then the makers. That's probably the way I go. I'm just looking, you know, do I want to switch? I'll need 1 more science. Look at that. So close, which is 1 more science. And killing 2 more units. It's possible. I can get some more fame just for an extra turn or 2, which I'm going to take the risk and do. I have a city cap of 2. 2 out of 2. I already have 2 cities. And then I get this option, a new civic. And one of the options is I can increase my city cap by 1.
Most problems eventually yield to the onslaught of more brains.
Why am I doing this? If I capture another area that looks good for a city, I can make
Just
another city.
imagine, once you discover writing, you can literally throw the book at them.
Haha. Okay. And having multiple cities is more important than having 1 strong city in some cases. Having a strong city is very important though. But having multiple cities can be very useful. Which is why I went for that option. I think I am too aggressive. I back off, but I'm going to be attacked again. And the reason why is because I need to kill one more item to get another star. And I think I'm ready to go to the next era. It's itching me. I'm itching to go to the next era. But I want to get as much fame as I can in the shortest amount of time. So I'm being aggressive and attacking. But I need to go to the next era. The classical era, I'm losing, you know, items. There's lots of the items, lots of the civilizations have been taken. But there's several good ones. This one, I think the Carthaginians, God's terrible. I think the Carthaginians is the way I'm going to go. Huns, not really. This one's another possibility, but again, science. I'm also looking at, oh, Maya might be a good one too. I'm thinking I need either a good military and or a good industry to round out my civilization. While yes, having lots of science is really useful if I want a science victory, yes, the Mayans. I'm thinking the Mayans. I think this is the one I'm going for. The Romans seem decent for their troops only, but I don't have iron located. It's kind of goofy. You don't see iron until you research it, so I may have iron, I may not have iron. If I don't have iron, this is a terrible pick. But the reason why I'm thinking I want to go industry is because I need to build stuff. I need to build that pyramid, right? And then I also need to get another one for this era and build it. That takes a lot of resources, a lot of production. And of course, the more production you have, the more things you can build. The more things you can build, the better your cities become. And you can start building troops too. You know, they get more and more expensive, so you need production. And because I picked science early, sure, it helped me out. And sure, I was able to make do with my production. If I had Egyptians, I'll be doing a little better. But maybe not for science. See, I think overall I'm doing better with the science stuff. Sure, with production, I'm kind of losing out.
Let's go.
But this is my belief. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with what I'm doing here. So I'm going to make a tactical error here, if I remember correctly. This battle's going to go by fine. It's the next battle that I'm messing up on.
Come over here.
And it is what it is.
Charge!
Troops can go up high cliffs, and the way how I'm situated, I'm protected on one side completely with high cliffs. So the enemy is kind of forced to be funneled in one small area, which is good for me. Very good for me. And I'm using that to my advantage to abuse and kill the enemy.
All together.
Let's fight!
I unlocked the star, but this is the tactical error I'm talking about. And I'm not sure why I didn't retreat. Maybe I can't? Let's take a look. So I end the turn, and I get attacked. And instead of retreating, I decide to attack them. And then I realize it's only 2 units. One of which is an archer and the other which is a simple scout. That's troublesome. I'm in trouble. I just make do the best I can. And it's not going to be well. I'm going to do everything I can to try and survive, but it doesn't look good. Make it worse yet, the enemy has very powerful units. Nothing I can do about this battle. I messed up. I should have retreated. This is a tactical error. And I'm owning up to it. I make a mistake. It happens. You know, this is a strategy game. Sometimes you make the bad calls, right? This is a bad call. It happens. I think about reloading, but I say, you know, again, this is the way how it should be. So I'm going to press forward. And I'm staying where I'm at because I need to heal up. Again, I made a lot of tactical errors, but the enemy's coming to me and says, okay, fine. This should be an easy victory. Easy peasy victory. I pick production because production is where I'm having the trouble. Division by 0. Very interesting situation. It's a real life situation. You can't do that.
An enormous leap forward. From mundane tallies of crops to recording the wisdom of sages, humankind now wields the most powerful tool of all. An enormous leap forward from mundane tallies.
I finally get that research. So this is the time for me to progress forward. So this is where I'm going to be ending my episode. I know this is slightly over an hour. And I do apologize, but this is the entire ancient era. Next episode, we'll be doing the classical era. And it might be a part 1, part 2 situation where 2 different episodes for the first half of the classical era and the last half of the classical era. We're getting to the point where the eras are going to be lasting longer. And I'm just seeing whether or not I could, find a better spot for this outpost. Sometimes there's not, sometimes there is. I'm just looking for it. But again, I'd like to thank you. If you stayed this long, I really do appreciate it. Trust me, it helps content creators like myself. If you like, subscribe, hit all the bell icons, and do some type of engagement with me. I really like it if someone will give me a comment. Give me your thoughts on my strategies. You think I made the right choice? And yes, I did foobar and lose those 2 units for no reason. And I could have loaded up and did a save scum. But I'm accepting my consequences as is. Let me know in the comments if you would have done something different there. Yes, retreat. But would you have loaded up from a mistake like that? Or would you just accepted your consequences like I am? Let me know in the comments below. It really does help if you engage. And if you're shy and an introvert like myself, and yes, believe it or not, I am. You say, well, why am I talking to people? Well, I'm actually just talking to my headset. I'm not looking at you. So, yeah, that's the way I'm getting around my shyness. But if you're shy and introvert, leave an emoji. That's fine. For the sake of engagement, believe it or not, stuff like that really helps out. And I really appreciate it. Trust me. I appreciate anything that you could do. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking you to, send me your life savings. Because I know how money works. I'm just asking for some engagement. I hope you all have a great day. And thank you very much for coming on my journey for Humankind. I do have other play series. I'm putting a stall if you're interested in the Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord series. Because there's a new patch. And quite frankly, I found Battletech mod that I'm very interested in. I love Battletech. And I created a new series. A BTA 3062 series. The BoydofZINJ. Alpha Lance. In 3062 era. If you like Battletech strategy games, that's a good game to watch as well. And I also have Star Sector. It's a space sandbox game. Very interesting. Also pretty decent as well. And notice how I'm using money whenever possible. Whenever possible. I erased all my previous saves and I'm going to create a new one just for this era. So that way I'm not tempted to do save scums and load back that one mistake, which I know is a mistake. And I know it won't cost me much if I do that. And I'll be further ahead, but I'm accepting the consequence. Let me know in the comments if you would do otherwise. Would you accept the consequence of making a mistake? Or would you save scum and load up? It doesn't matter. It's a single player game. Who is it really hurting if I do either? But let me know what you would do. And please, I'm curious, what you do for real? And I'm not asking this because I want engagement. I'm curious. What would you do?
It's that time of the video where I'd say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon, and notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.